Good morning. It's real dark, but I'm here at the Wild Basin Trailhead in the Rocky Mountain National Park. It's almost 6:30, and I'm going for the big one. This is going to be my summer grand finale hike, and it's going to be real hard. I'm going for Mount Alice. It's a 13er, but we're looking at over 4,800 feet in elevation gain, and the hike out is 8 miles. I'm going to go up and over Mount Alice. I'm going to take the Hourglass Ridge up to the summit, come back down the southern side to the Boulder Grand Pass, work my way down, and make a big loop out of it. Probably going to walk by about 4 or 5 lakes today, and it's going to be epic. I should have great weather, and today's the day. If I can't get it today, I can never get it. It's 6:30. It's barely light enough to where I can see where I'm going, so I'm going to go ahead and start. We're starting here from the Wild Basin, elevation 8,500 feet. I really don't enjoy walking out here in the wee hours of the morning. I don't want to end up as cat food out here. In just under 30 minutes, I'm up here to the shortcut. Right here. You want to follow it up by all these campsites. And up to this point was 1.4 miles according to my map. And I did that in like 28 minutes, so I'm making really good time. But that first part's like almost downhill. It's totally flat, there's hardly any uphill at all. This trail is not groomed as well as the main trail, but it's a shortcut. What do you expect? It's knocking off 0.8 miles, which is quite a bit. When you're talking about a hike as hard as Alice, I'll take every shortcut possible. I'm kind of hoping someone else tries this. I wouldn't mind another person or two up on the mountain with me, just in case something weird happens. Well, dang! After only an hour and 40 minutes, it appears that I have come 4 miles, and I'm up here to the Lion Lake, Thunder Lake cutoff. I'm going to hang it right here, and of course head up. I'm officially on uncharted trail. I've never done this trail before. This is all new. So far this trail has been like Jekyll and Hyde. Like it'll be real nice and flat like right now, and then it'll just ramp up over all these crazy rocks. And then it'll go flat, and then you'll get another crazy section. But I'm really liking it. It's fun. It's beautiful up here. And the trees are starting to thin a little bit. I can really hear that wind whipping. So I have a feeling it's going to get windy up there. You guys ready for your first glimpse of Mount Alice? There she is. At 2 hours and 45 minutes on the nose, I've made it up here to Lion Lake number 1. So I'm making really good time. Good news, I've come 6.2 miles and 2,400 feet. Bad news, I still have over 2,400 feet in elevation gain in less than 2 miles. Well, it's about that time. It's about 9:40. It's time to head up. If I can get up there by noon, that'll be a really good time. If I'm not up there by 1 o'clock, something bad happened.
wouldn't say this is easy through here, but it sure is a lot of fun. It's about 10:30 right now, so I'm still looking good on time. It's getting closer. This point right here is 12,500. So it's just over 800 more to the summit. I'm up here on the ridge. I'm guessing I'm probably about 12,200, 12,300 feet right now. Almost up to the saddle. But I present to you probably one of the coolest shots of the entire summer. The Hourglass Ridge. I've been dreaming about this moment for such a long time. I cannot believe I'm actually up here. I mean, that's one of the most awesome things I've ever seen. I'm loving that Hourglass Ridge. That's so cool looking. I'm not gonna lie, that part right there looks a little sketchy. This is a class 3 route. However, everybody says that it's not so bad. It doesn't look too bad, just that lower part kinda. Yeah, look at this part. That's kind of sketchy. Not too bad. Hello, Class 3, with some exposure. I'm approaching the moment of truth here. I'm almost to that big gap, that big dip. It's real narrow, but it doesn't look too bad. The closer I get, the wider it's becoming. Should be able to get through that no problem. Oh yeah, we got this, guys. We got this. I'm on the final few hundred feet. I had to sit down for a quick 1-minute break, but I am really close to the top. And this thing is a lung buster. Nothing hard, it's just, it takes a lot of cardio. I find myself taking like 10 steps and then I gotta take a breather. And then like 10 steps and then a breather. I mean, it's no joke, but I'm almost up there. I'm really, really close. It's just, this thing is straight up. No joke, straight up. These last couple hundred feet are real tough. My legs are blown out right now. They're tired. And I'm up here, summit of Mount Alice. Was just sitting up there for a little while, but I'm not sure if that's the true summit or if this hump over here is the higher point. Either way, I'm going to this one too, just to make sure. Yeah, I definitely think this other high point is the true summit. It just seems like it's taking a lot longer to get up it. Yep. The second hump was actually the true summit. We got the summit cairn right there. And then we got the summit registry. Well, so much for that. It doesn't have an end. And there's nothing inside. So no summit registry today. But you know what? Who cares? I got the video. So this is looking back down in the southern direction, and this is the way I'm going to exit. I'm going to descend right here, go down to that little gap where there's some real nasty class 3. That's the Boulder Grand Pass. I'm going to take that down to the left, and I'll drop in on Lake of Many Winds. And if I can get down to that lake, I feel like feel pretty good at that point, because then I'll just have to drop down onto Thunder Lake where I can pick up the main trail and take it on back. It's about 1:15 or so. I've been sitting up here for about an hour total, but I better get headed back. Pretty cool looking rock formation on the south side of Mount Alice. If I pan down here, that's going to be Thunder Lake. If I can get down to Thunder Lake, I'm home free. Made it back down to the Lake of Many Winds, and every time I think of that name it reminds me of the Police Academy movies with the captain or whatever. The Lake of Many Winds. Okay, I'm gonna head over here next, find a spot out of the wind, and I'm gonna take a nice long break. Looking up at Pilot Peak. And as I pan over here, that's the Boulder Grand Pass. Just came down from there. And I'm gonna park it right here in this nice spot. This is the view from my spot. And it's just now 2:30. So that took me an hour and 15 to get down here from the summit of Mount Alice. That tundra walk up there felt like it was taking forever. That's looking up at the Boulder Grand Pass, and that's probably the crux of the hike right there. That loose crap sucked. Getting down to Thunder Lake is a little tricky. This is a little harder than I expected it to be. Ah, there's the trail. Darn it. I'm way off it. Finally, I found something cool on the trail. Look at that. Well, I guess this makes going way out of the way worth it. I found a boot knife. And the little protective sheath for it. Badass. Folks, and we're down to Thunder Lake. Working my way around the side of Thunder Lake, and here at the end of it there's a patrol station, and once I reach that patrol station I'm looking at about 5.6 miles back to the Wild Basin Trailhead. There's the patrol station. It actually looks like somebody's in there. Might have to stop by and say hi. I know I still got like 5 miles to go, but I'm feeling pretty confident that I'm going to get this one done without any issues or problems. And I really hope you guys liked it. This was a really hard one. It's almost 5:20 right now. I'm maybe a quarter of a mile down the shortcut trail, so I've only got about 2.5 miles left. Checking out this dagger that I found. I mean, that thing is hardcore right there. It's called Cold Steel, made in Taiwan. Just took a nice little break on that rock, ate some food, had a yerba mate shot, took some CBD, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to do this last 2.5 miles, which should take about an hour. Back to the Wild Basin Trailhead. There were actually 2 guys sitting at the top of Mount Alice when I summited. Like, I got up there and they're just both sitting there. I'm like, hey! And they're like, hey! Because they came up from the other way, from the Boulder Grand Pass. And so that was pretty cool. You know, I said earlier that I was kind of hoping someone else would do it. Well, 2 other guys did it. I'm loving this shortcut though. I took it from 8.8 to 8. It's taking the hike back from 9 down to 8.2. So 16.2 miles total on the day. Looks like somebody dropped a bunch of gold coins. All right, and I'm back on the main trail now. This thing is nice and flat and the rocks are done. All right, should be back in less than 30 minutes now. And I'm back to the Wild Basin Trailhead down here at 8,500 feet. And it's about 6:45. I think I left at 6:30. So that's 12 hours and 15 minutes total hiking time.
Mount Alice in the books. Yes! No, but for real, that was hard. I put a lot into it. I put a lot into all the hikes this summer. This was my 43rd one since the 1st of July. So, I mean, that's a lot of driving. It's a lot of video. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of everything, but you know what? I loved it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Until the next one, y'all. Peace.